But ultimately, the virus is going to determine when we really can safely reopen, not only in general, but in a particular location. So, you see those curves that are shown all the time at the press conference. New York goes way up, New Jersey is way up. Now we're starting to see Boston and DC doing that. Then there's a whole cluster of them on the bottom of communities, states, cities, where there's a degree of infection, but it hasn't done that exponential increase yet. I think how you reopen, if you want to use that word, the economy in those communities is going to depend a lot on the ability to contain what we know will happen. I'll guarantee you, once you start pulling back, there will be infections. It's how you deal with the infection that's going to count. I think if we are assuming that 2 weeks from now, that all the curves are going to be down, I think that's a bit overly optimistic. And then come September, October, November, we have another peak. I have to say, I would not be surprised. I would hope that if and when that occurs, that we jump all over it in a much, much more effective way than we have in these past few months. Being there to be able to answer the questions of the media, I think is really important because we're going through a real public health crisis in our country. And I always feel that the media, who I have a great deal of respect for, is really important to be able to answer their reasonable questions, and they are all reasonable questions. The downtime that we have there is really draining. If I had been able to just make a few comments and then go to work, that would have really been much better. It's the downtime. It isn't the idea of being there and answering questions, which I really think is important. Right now, in a very important process of trying to develop a vaccine, of trying to get monoclonal antibodies. And I go in every morning and I meet with my team at NIAID. But a lot of times they need me for decisions. I make myself pretty available, but that gets you to like literally a 19-hour day, which after a while, it's not easy.